It's the #1 Ford fan here, and today I've got a special treat for you. I've got a Ford Mustang 2016 GT. Not only is it a 2016 GT, but it's a supercharged Hennessy HPE 700 with over 700 horsepower at the wheels. Come check it out with me.
I've always been an American muscle car fan, and Ford and the Mustang, I guess, were the first ones to come out factory right-hand drive. So I put my name down on the list at the dealer, waited 2 years, and I think it was New Year's Eve 2015 that finally arrived. Yellow is one of my favourite colours, so that's what it was. And my first car was yellow, so now 10-20 cars later, another yellow car. The very first ones that arrived had very little options, not like it does now. So essentially you could either get the GT, being the 5 litre Coyote engine, or the EcoBoost, which was the 2.3. So had to be a V8 if I was getting a Mustang. And apart from that, I think they had over-the-top factory stripes that were available. But yeah, apart from colours and that, there wasn't really a lot of options back then in early 2016. Now it's actually a daily driver. I sold my second car because it's funded a bit of a passion project. I'm actually restoring a 1955 F100 at the moment and doing a Coyote swap out of a 2018 Mustang into that. So this is my daily drive until the other project's finished. Yeah, so factory stuff, the 2016 had Sync 2 navigation system, infotainment when it came out. You've got your mode selection, which is essentially your throttle response, being sport, sport sharp, track mode, snow wet. You've got your steering, which is your comfort, sport, track feel, so changes the actual feel of the steering wheel. And then obviously your traction control on and off, your hazards, those standard features. So it's either controllable via the controls on the steering wheel or via the infotainment system or the buttons on the dash. So it's quite versatile. I actually knew before I received the car that I wanted to have something that stood out a little bit, and so I've never had a supercharged car before, so I'd already teed up with David from Kpm that we were going to use my car as a bit of a development car for the right-hand drive Hennessy packages in Australia. So I think I had it for all of about 2 weeks, and then it went into Street Fighter to get the Hennessy HPE 700 package put on it.
My name's David Rossio, and I'm the owner and director of Kpm Motorsport. Kpm Motorsport is the sole dealer in the world other than Hennessy themselves for Hennessy Performance. Brett came in saying he wants something a little bit different. There isn't nothing more different in Australia than a Hennessy vehicle as a brand name, not your off-the-shelf type brand name, so we could offer him a Hennessy. So as a Hennessy package, it came with the Whipple supercharger. That was their selection of supercharger for the package. So it's the 2.9 litre Whipple. That came with the bigger front mounted intercooler, the large heat exchanger underneath the supercharger. In the US, obviously the vehicle's a left-hand drive. So we had to build an exhaust with Hennessy's permission for a right-hand drive car. It is an exhaust built by KPM, but under Hennessy's authorisation to be part of their package for the right-hand drive vehicle. Hennessy calibration, their calibration goes directly into the vehicle, and then there's the niceties around the car with some of the badging and the interior badging and serial numbering under the car.
So there was a lot of development needed. No one knew what the right-hand drive Mustang exactly was like. We weren't able to get a right-hand drive to test before I got mine, so we had to make new headers for it. So that development took a little bit of time, but I knew when I left it at Street Fighter how long it was going to take, being one of the first ones, so I was okay with all of that.
So we've added another 250 odd horsepower to it. What we don't want is to ruin the integrity of the car. It's easy to give a vehicle that much power, but it needs to be a lifetime vehicle. So that's when we call it a turnkey package, meaning everything gets done, it gets done with a view of having a lifetime and reliable car.
So I mean, it was a beautiful car to drive. Didn't quite have the sound from the factory that I wanted. So as part of the package, I went the full exhaust, the supercharger. The power is just absolutely on tap now. It doesn't matter what gear you're in. I mean, when you've got that much power, it's too much power for the street. So I try and take it to the track a little bit. I've been to Malala a few times and the Bend, do a few track days. There's no point in having that much power if you can't open it up. Yeah, so I guess part of the development was working on the drivability of the car, and there's a number of components that we've replaced being in a supercharged car. So it's had aftermarket rear axles, so it's currently got 2,000 horsepower rear axles, and it's had the clutch change to a twin plate organic clutch. And obviously the combination between the power of the car and the sensitivity of the acceleration to having a heavy clutch sometimes means when you're taking off, it's a fine line between giving it too many beans and coming to a little bit of a stutter off the lines. There's definitely performance enhancements that can be done without going, I guess, the full Monty like I've done. If it's going to be a daily, then perhaps reconsider supercharging it, but there's definitely still enhancements that can be done through tunes, a full exhaust, suspension upgrades, and that's one of the things I love about Mustangs. There's no two Mustangs that are generally identical. Everyone's got their own flavour and everyone likes something a little bit different. So, and the Mustang community is something that I guess makes you like the brand and the Mustang itself, because it's a sort of a sense of inclusion, and everyone that's in the Mustang community is very friendly. All right, so just coming onto the highway here, so we'll see how quickly we can get to 100. So that's probably just a little bit over, but as you can see, the pickup and acceleration on this thing is pretty unreal.
Thanks so much for watching my video, checking out this 2016 GT Hennessy HPE 700 full beast. I'll catch you next time.